is happening right now? So you can see the transition going from the screens that you intended initially, right? It's going back from the first screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I did notice
yeah,
that one of them is still doing this. So the whale screen, when you click back, it's taking you to this instead of the main. It
is
should
that
take you
supposed
here
to?
instead of the shark.
Okay, so maybe that's something. Can you go back to your code and then let's have a look at that part? Where's that part? That's on whale. I think it might be on the whale part right there. I see it there. It's calling the click three function. Okay. And on the click three function, when you're on the whale screen, so that's something again that needs to be clarified. Is that going to be screen number 4? Is that going to be the fourth screen? Or will that be what screen? Because you have to give it a screen number. So is that going to be like a new screen, which means screen number 4, perhaps?
Um,
Because screen number 2 is when you go, like when you start in the beginning and then you go from the ocean to the shark one. I think shark is, can you click on the shark picture so I know which one's which? Shark is the one that's this one. Okay. So from here, when you click on the arrow back, it takes you back to the ocean picture, right? Right here. So from here, you said when you go to the whale, you just have to connect the screens, and that's what I wanted to explain to you. You have to know what the screen numbers are. So I'm assuming if this is a new screen, then you can give it screen number 4, because that would just continue from 2, 3, 4. And then you'd have to do an if screen number equal 4, and that's kind of where you'd have to take it back to the ocean screen, which I think in this case would be exactly 1, right?
um, I think I'm a bit confused on the screen numbers. So,
So screen
um,
numbers just represent each screen. So basically starting from the beginning, and the beginning starts at the Pacific Ocean, right? Right here. This is screen number 2. So from here, or let's say screen number 1 even, but I would say screen number 2 because it's where it will start, like from the main screen. So this is the first screen number 2. When you click on the arrow, it goes on to the shark screen. You just have to follow the code. When it's on the shark screen, it goes to screen number 3. That's what you see on line 20. So that's how you're able to navigate between the screens to know where it's supposed to go next. So when it's on the shark screen, it's at a new like screen. So that's screen number 3. And that's why you have line 31 that tells you that if it's on screen number 3 and you click on that front arrow, if you look at line 31, 32, when you click on the arrow on the right side, the one that is in the shark picture, then it will bring you back to the ocean screen. But now you're saying that once it's in the whale screen, it needs to come back again to the ocean screen. Is that what you're saying? When it's on the whale, then when they click the arrow, it will come back to the ocean screen. So what I'm trying to,
yeah.
okay, so what I'm trying to say is that you have to connect all these screens with screen numbers. You just have to understand the flow. So it starts at the Pacific Ocean. Then you have one arrow that's on the left, one arrow that's on the right. When you click the left arrow, it takes you to the shark screen, which means that is screen number 3. That's now a third screen. And that's why you see it on line 20. So when you're on the shark screen, you're on the third screen. Now, when you click the arrow on the right, that's the arrow that's on the shark picture, of course, that will take you back to the ocean screen, because if you look at line 31, 32, you're having screen number 3, which you set the shark screen already to screen number 3 on line 20. So now on line 31, you're saying if the screen number is equal to 3, bring it back to the ocean screen. And that's why you have lines 32 to 38. So that's the sort of flow. So now you're saying that the whale screen, when they click on the arrow, that is sort of, I think the arrow you said that's on the whale screen seems to be like on the left, right? When they click on the arrow on the whale screen, that should be screen number 4, I think, because the whale screen is an entirely new screen. So anytime you change a picture, you have to give it a screen number so that you can be able to tell the computer where to go next. So I think that's
That
what you,
makes sense.
yeah, so that's like a way of like commanding. It's like you're telling someone go here, like you're creating like a map for someone in your house. maybe someone who's never been to your house, and you're making a map for the person and saying, you start here. If you want to go to the kitchen, go to room number 1, or go to the hallway number 1. From hallway, go hallway number 2, turn right, and then that sort of thing is what we're doing. So let's try to fix this so you can understand how this works. I think now what we need to fix is the whale screen. So that means you're going to go to line 26 and hit an enter, because that's the part where it goes to the whale screen. Now there you would do screen number equals to, I'm guessing it's going to be equal to 4, I guess, right? Should be equal
Yeah.
to 4. The arrow is at the back arrow, right? Let me just try to remember. It's the back arrow, right? Just like the one on the shark screen. Yeah, it's the one that's on the left. And if we go back to the shark screen, we have the forward arrow. Okay. All right. And if we go back, okay. So I'm guessing if it's screen number 4, so yeah, you've done a great job. Now you're saying that the whale screen is an entirely new screen and it's screen number 4. So now you have to put the command, Sophie. So if it's screen 4, you said it needs to return back to what'd you call it? Back to the ocean screen, right? It needs to come back to the ocean screen. So
Yeah.
would you say that do you think should we try putting that on line 32? I mean, we can try putting it on line 32, and if it doesn't work, it means we're going to have to create an entirely if screen number equal 4 separately. But we can try putting it on line 32, because the reason I'm saying it is because line 32 is returning back to the Pacific Ocean screen, which is exactly where you want the whale screen to also return back to. So perhaps we can say in front of that, if screen number equal 3, we can say or. You can go in front of the 3 and say or, right? Or like right in front of it. No, not like there, like after 3. I mean, like after 3, yeah, like there. Space or screen number equal 4. Try that and see if that works. If that doesn't work, we can separate it on its own. That means we have to do a separate sort of like if statement for it. Okay, let's try it and see if it works. So basically what we're saying is that if the screen number is 3 or 4, it will come to the Pacific Ocean sort of thing. So when you stop, can you stop and rerun? Let's see the flow and understand if it works that way.
It's not
It's not
working
moving.
now.
Yeah.
No.
Then that means you're going to do it separately. If it's not working, it means that you just have to take it out. Yeah, and do it like a separate thing. Yeah, just remove that. Okay, great. And now come on line 40 on the same line as where you have if screen equals screen number, like all on, yeah, you see where it's suggesting it for you? That's exactly where you're going to do it. Like if screen number equal 4, yeah, and then you just pretty much, I'm not really sure what the coordinates are for do you know what the coordinates are for the whale, like the arrow backwards? I feel like it's the same coordinates like the one for the Pacific Ocean, is it? Do you think it's the same? You can just copy paste line 19
Um,
if it's the same. I'm not really sure because it seemed like it might be the same.
I feel like I wrote it down somewhere. I might. I don't know if it's the same because
Mm-hmm.
this one's on the right side and this one, the whale one, would
Oh,
be on
right.
the left side.
That
Yeah.
goes to the shark screen. Okay, try that one on line 19. I feel like maybe it might be the same, but if it's not, of course, we can always adjust it. Line 19, you can just copy that line. Yeah, and then basically just copy everything from line 19 to, would you mind copying from line 19 to all the way to like 25? Because you do need all of that code, right? You need to, yeah, switch the screens back and so on. Right. So, right on line 40, can you go to line 40? Mm-hmm. And then you just paste what you copied and then change the screen number on line 42. Instead of 3, now take it to 2, because remember 2 is where the Pacific Ocean is. And then you change the picture, which obviously now is going to go back to ocean, right? I wish there was a way how we can just, you know what I'm thinking? Actually, I have something in mind. instead of like repeating this whole thing over and over again, don't you think it's better if we put it in a function and just call the function? I'm going to show you what I mean. Just stay where you are. I'm going to open up your code and show you what I mean. You're going to find, I think you're going to find the same reasoning as I'm finding it right now. It's not confusing. I'm going to explain to you what I mean. Just stay where you are. Let me open up your code on my side, and you'll see what I'll do. What I'm trying to say is, instead of you having to copy paste, because your Pacific Ocean seems to be like your principal screen of return. So because everything sort of returns back to it. And what I'm thinking is, instead of having to do it like this way, where you constantly have to keep copy pasting this block of code, because every time you want to return to the Pacific Ocean, perhaps what you can do is, let's try it this way and see. I'll create something called Pacific Ocean function, like that. And I will just put like the code to always revert back to the Pacific Ocean, but I'm going to global the screen numbers because obviously you need screen number here so the computer knows what it is. And then I'll just paste this code that you always need to use to come back to, the Pacific Ocean. And then what I'll do is just, here, let me see. Yeah, like here, what I'll do is just call it like this. I'll just say Pacific Ocean. You see how it's easier now, like instead of writing that whole block. And then here too, I'll just call it as well. Which is the reason why I particularly wanted to just have one, instead of saying like if like separately, I wanted us to just have like one if statement. Like instead of saying if screen number equals 3 is or screen number equals 4, but then, the whole thing doesn't work when you do it that way. It was not giving us what we wanted. Let's try and see how it works so far. If not, we're just gonna have to make it separate click function just so that we avoid too many, like going back and forth. I think we will just revert back to the old style, but try and see if it works now, with these if screens basically referring back to the Pacific Ocean function, and let's see if we can use it to sort of navigate. Oh wait, let me make your screen wider. Okay. Right?
Oh, that works.
Okay. All right. Is it working? Right?
Yeah, it works nicely.
Okay. It's great. All right. What about from here though? When you go back, where does it take you? Back arrow? Does it take you back to the shark thingy?
The one for the shark works, and the
Okay.
one for the whale works. We
Okay.
haven't done the top arrow yet.
Okay, so let's revise what we've done so far so that now that they've worked, so you understand what to do. So what you're gonna do is just like a pattern here, Sophie. Anytime you see a code repeating itself or you see a code that you need to like use multiple times, it's the better option if you just go and create a function, just like what we did on line 14. If you look at line 14, I created a function called Pacific Ocean because there are multiple screens that lead back to it eventually. So instead of us having to consistently copy paste lines, 16 to 21, screen number equals 2, all the way to like turtle.listen multiple times, we can just put this block of code into one function, like what we just did now for the Pacific Ocean. And anytime we need to call it for any particular screen, we just call it by its name. So like I did on line 41 and line 42. Another thing I want to point out is you asked me about the screen number. So you notice that on line 13, I started screen number at 2. The reason I did that was because, actually, let me just run this code and show you, was because in the beginning, I consider the starting screen, this one that you see right now on your screen, I consider this to be screen 1. So we didn't really care about screen 1 because it was like on line, if you go to line, from line 80 to from line 80 all the way to 86. That was like where we went. We clicked on play, or maybe even I consider this to be screen 1. Sorry, not the first one. That one's just home screen. This map is screen 1. But when you click on Pacific Ocean, then you go to screen 2. And that's why I started the screen number at 2. If you look at line 13, because I didn't really need to start it at 1. It wasn't really relevant for me to say screen number equals 1. Since we're not doing anything with the map, only just to reconnect it to this screen, which is sort of like a screen like an octopus. that sort of connects to other screens, this Pacific Ocean, because you see when you click the back arrow, it goes to the shark. Then when you click the front arrow from the shark, it comes back to the Pacific Ocean. And then when you click the front arrow in the Pacific Ocean, I think it takes you to the whale. And when you click the back arrow, it brings you back here again. So it's like a little net if you trace it out, or like a little sort of puzzle that you're kind of piecing together. So that's the reason why I did screen number equals 2. That's the only way you can sort of teach and train the computer to understand, Sophie, how to navigate between your screens. Otherwise, it's not going to understand anything, especially because you're having all of your click functions inside one function. Now, it's not that I'm saying that you can have more than one click function. You can have more than one because at some point you might need to create a separate one since you have like many screens. But you should try to minimize the number of click functions you have so they don't become repetitive in your code. So right now, for as of this moment, we have our Pacific Ocean working well with the shark screen and the whale screen. We still have the top arrow, of course, to deal with. So that's going to take us to an entirely different screen, and that might be screen number 5. So, but at the end of the day, you just have to command the computer using screen numbers. Very importantly, you state the screen number first. You don't do the if x greater than, if y greater than first. You do the screen numbers first. You command it to go some screen. And then you say, okay, if you're in the screen and you click this, then do this. Don't do the if you click this and you're in the screen. You have to start with the screen number, then the clicking part. So we're able to do screen number 2. We said if you're in screen number 2, which means in the Pacific Ocean, Sophie, that's why you see that we have 2 if statements, because we have the back arrow that once it's clicked on, it takes us to the shark screen. And that's where the screen number changes because the shark screen is an entirely new screen. So it goes to screen 3. And when we click the front arrow on the Pacific Ocean, it takes us to the whale screen. And again, Sophie, that's why you see the whale screen number changes because it's a new screen. So it goes to screen number 4. So that's why you have these 2 if statements inside of screen number 2. That means that's what happens when it's on the Pacific Ocean picture. And then what we're doing is doing another if statement on line 39 to 41. And if we're now on the shark screen, then when we click on the front arrow, that means on the right arrow of the shark screen, we come back to the Pacific Ocean. And it was easier for us to just call the Pacific Ocean function since we don't want to keep copy pasting the same thing even when we're on the whale screen. So you can see the navigation now becomes simpler. And we did the same thing for when we're on the whale screen, which is screen number equals 4. Then once we click the back arrow on that screen, we're going back to the Pacific Ocean screen. So that's the kind of pattern you have to continue using for your screens. So what you can do, Sophie, is you can just add a comment here so that you know that this is the, you can put a comment saying returning, you see what I'm doing, to the Pacific Ocean screen from where? From the shark screen, right? And then you see the comment I just put now? I put the first comment on line 39 for you to understand what's going on. So here you're returning to the Pacific Ocean screen from the shark screen, and here you're returning from the whale screen, right? So that way you'd understand the flow. And you just have to keep going like that. So if you have any more things, and if this arrow, Sophie, that you have at the top, where are you going to put the if statement? I have a question for you now. This arrow, the up arrow, which also leads to some other screen, when you get the coordinates for that, where are you going to put it? Are you going to put it inside of screen 2 or inside of screen 3 or inside of screen 4? Where do you think that's going to go? That if x greater than, where would you put it?
Would I have to create a new one? Because wouldn't that be taking us to a new screen?
Smart, but that's smart. That's what you would do. Definitely true. But where would you put that if X
Oh.
before you go to the new screen? Where would it be on? Like, where are you currently on right now? Where's this arrow currently on? Is it going to be nested inside of the screen number equal 2, which is the Pacific Ocean screen? Or is it going to be on screen number equals 3, which is the shark screen? Or is it going to be on screen 4, which is the whale screen? Where are you going to put that coordinate for the up arrow before it goes even to screen number 5, which is an entirely new screen? Where would you put the coordinate for that?
Would it be inside of this one in screen 2?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Good. Now you're understanding the pattern. Yes, exactly. So you have to follow the clicking things according to the screen numbers. Wherever you see the screen number, that tells you that that's that particular picture. And so whatever needs to be clickable there needs to be under that screen number for that picture. So now,
Okay, that makes sense.
all right, I'm glad it does. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask me. So now, Sophie, what you're going to do is you need to get the coordinates for your upper arrow on the Pacific Ocean, and you need to put that if x blah 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 on line 39 because that's inside of your screen number equals 2, which is the Pacific Ocean screen. So now you just got to get the coordinates. You got to click around your up arrow and then put your if statement, and then of course you're going to a new screen, so that's going to be screen 5. And yeah, and you just, move from that one to wherever you need to. All right, so now I'm going to watch you and see what you're going to do. Great, you can take out the hashtag. Yeah, okay. Feel free to take out that hashtag. By the way, if you're wondering these orange lines and what they are, it's just that the replit is suggesting that we don't put multiple lines, like, multiple if statements. But in this case, it's actually relevant for us to do it this way because when we tried to do it before by putting that if x and then towards the end we said and screen number equal equal, it wasn't working as efficiently as it needed to work to tell the computer, no, this is the screen, do this in the screen. So this is the reason why it's relevant for us to specify the screen number first, then specify the coordinates. So Replit is kind of suggesting we should just put it into one if, but it's actually not going to help us. So if you're wondering why there's orange lines, that's the reason. And it doesn't mean that there's an error or it's not working. It's just because it's just suggesting that we put one whole if statement in one line instead of like if screen number, then if X. But still, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean there's an error. Okay, you're doing great so far. Well done. Great. Great. So this is going to
So
be,
then,
go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. Is this where I would create the new screen number now?
Exactly. Exactly. Anytime you change to a new photo, a new picture, a new screen, the screen number also has to change. Exactly. So it becomes 5,
And,
right? Because you have 4 and you're following
well, didn't you
instructions.
say this would be 1? Or no?
No, no, 1 is the map, remember? And then Pacific Ocean is 2. And then shark is 3. And then whale is 4. So this means you're going to a new one. I'm not sure where your arrow is supposed to take you. Is
It's
it?
supposed to take you back to the map, yeah.
Oh, all right. So screen 1. Yeah. If that's the case, then it's 1. Okay, but you still have to put that whole do you want to put the map on a separate, are you going to be like referring a lot back to the map? Like, are you going to have a lot of,
Yes.
okay, then you should probably go create a function for that, just like what we did for the Pacific Ocean. If you're going to be referring back to any screen very often, then you have to have a function for that so that you don't keep copy pasting the same block of code over and over again. So that means you got to go somewhere at the top, Sophie, like after the Pacific Ocean function, like what I did. You got to go there and create a function for the map so that it always leads wherever you want to, every time lead it to the map, you just call the function. So you do the same thing like I did for the Pacific Ocean. Something special for the map, leading back to the map.
Um,
What do you want to call
am
it?
I able? I would like to call it map, but I think that might cause issues if there's something else.
You got, okay,
Um,
well, just check if there is a function called map. If there is no function called map, then you can call it map. But if you have something called map, maybe you can call it map 2, map 3, but it's fine if you call it map if there is nothing you've created already that is called map.
it's only map.gif. Does that matter? Or
No,
okay.
picture wise, no, it doesn't. You could say map 1 maybe, just to avoid problems, just change, yeah, map 1, just to make it different. All right, great. Don't forget to global your screen number and don't forget to set the screen number equals 1 here so the computer knows that you're going back to 1.
And do I copy all of this again with the screen number screen.clear.
Actually, you know what, Sophie? You don't even need to global. Okay, never mind. Yeah, keep going. What do you copy? Yeah, you can copy paste it if you're asking me. Yeah, you can even copy paste from there. Yeah, all the way from there to there. Yes. And then you just change the screen numbers and change the picture to take you back to the map and yeah, and then if you want to keep the print statements, I'm not sure if you want to have that print on line 27. If not, you can just get rid of it or you can change it. Okay. I mean, you could get rid of it really if you don't really need it. I think I just put it
Oh,
that time. Yeah, you could get rid of it. I think I put it for reference. You can also get rid of the one on line 19, by the way, because I think I just put them for reference, Sophie. Yeah, it was just a reference for you to know where you were. And I think I put them somewhere else. Could you check if I put any print statement anywhere else? I was doing that when I was trying to figure out how I could make it so that it navigates well. I mean, if you could scroll down and see if there's any print screen number like that and just to get rid of that.
okay. I
I
think
don't,
I
you
removed
got
them
rid of,
all.
okay, great. Okay. All right, so you got to go and call your function, right? You got to call the function. Um, I mean, you can on line 45, Sophie, you could just call the function instead of putting screen number equals 1, you know, just call the function because you already know you're going to that function anyways. That's going to be your,
Um,
what did you call it? What's the name of your function for the map? That's how you call it. You put the name, map
oh,
1. You just delete that and write map 1. Yeah. You gotta put parentheses. Yeah. Right, you can try it out, see if it works the way you like it to work.
oh, okay, it works.
Okay. Well,
And then,
where is it supposed to go again? If could you remind us when you click on that Pacific Ocean, does it go to I think
it
it
would
go
just go back to the
oh, okay.
original
All right.
ocean
Okay.
scene.
So go back. Oh, wait, we'll go back here. Supposed to go back to the. Okay. Can you go back to your code? You got to navigate it properly then. Can you scroll down? Where's that part where you initially did when you click on the Pacific Ocean? You got to scroll, I think, all the way down. When you click on the Pacific Ocean thingy, it takes you back to, I think it's click, right? It's called click, the name of your function. Is it not called click?
Um,
The one that takes you
I
back to
think so.
it's called click two. Yeah, look at it right there. So it's supposed to take you back to the ocean. Oh, that's easy. Go back up, Sophie. Go back up if it's taking you back to the ocean. That's pretty easy. That means you're gonna do instead of saying turtle.onscreen click 3 and turtle.listen on line 26 and 27, you delete it and you just call the Pacific Ocean function because it's taking you back there. So remember the reason why we created the Pacific Ocean function was we could always call it whenever we needed to. So if it's going from the
Right.
map, right, so you delete that part and you just call the Pacific Ocean function. That's it. Yeah. So that means it will go back here. Right. Right. So try it now and see.
Oh, um,
Is it going
this is not clicking now. That's weird.
well when you clicked can you go back? Can you go back? Oh, go back again. Would you mind going back to like the code? Okay. Undo what you just did. Like bring back the turtle dot on screen click 3. I just want to see something. Hmm. Right, turtle dot on screen click. Okay. Wait, let me see something. Screen number equals to 2, screen number equals to 1. After you go into the map, when you click on the map, then you go to Pacific 2 and screen number changes to 2. Mm, okay. Let me try something on yours. Let me see. I'm gonna try something and explain. I'm gonna go onto your code right now. All right, let's say we do this. From here, I will do, oops, what's going on? Yeah, I'm gonna do, so for now, I just want to know, for now it's working normally, right? Can you try it and tell me if it's like working normally now, except that it doesn't go, yeah, could you just try and see if it,
It works to go back once, but now this is not clickable.
wait, let me rerun it. Okay, okay. Going back here, go back here, go back here, go back here. But when you click here, then you go back here. This is where the problem is. Okay, I get it. So when you go back to the arrow, you call the map. It goes on to map, and then it goes back into, right. It's from the map that you have to navigate. So I'm guessing what we can do is here we can set the screen number because you're gonna have to take it back to the okay, that's easy, that's easy. I think I see what we can do. All right, so instead what you're gonna do, Sophie, is just very simple. Before you call the turtle.onscreen click 3 and turtle.listen, all you have to do is change the thing, change your function. So because on the map thing you have to do a click, like you have to click on the Pacific Ocean again, and then from that clicking on the Pacific Ocean it will take you back to the ocean screen, right? So that means you have it online. If you go to your line 104, 110, if you scroll down, that's like the part where it actually takes you to the Pacific Ocean screen. But the thing is, because there has to be a click function, something has to be clicked. You have to click on Pacific Ocean for it to take you there. So we can't call click 2, unfortunately, on line 99. We can't call click 2. And I'm trying, and if you try to put, we're on line 26, if I try to do this, let me show you what I mean. If I try to do this, it wouldn't make sense. And then I wanted to screen.clear, and then I would do something like, screen.bgpic, and I would write ocean screen. That wouldn't make sense because I'm not clicking on anything. Okay. You have to make it so that when you click on the Pacific Ocean, it will take you to the ocean screen. So what you're going to do, Sophie, is you have to put a new click function that is uniquely for this map function, if that makes sense. So you're going to have to put a click function within this map function because you're trying to make it once they click on the Pacific Ocean, then it will take them back to the Pacific Ocean screen. So what you can do is just do an if statement, like that. You got to do something, no, not an if statement. What do you call this? A click function. That's what I'm looking for, the word. So you got to do a click function. Either if you want, Sophie, you can call this back. I mean, you could still leave what you did right now and keep it the way it is. Okay? You can still use click 3 if you don't want to create a new click function. Let me actually take it back to what it was. So right now how you were clicking around the Pacific Ocean and nothing was happening? Did you see it? When you clicked on the map, nothing happened, like on the button. Well, you go back to your click 3 function and look for the part where it takes you to the ocean screen. You don't have anything like that there, right? Do you notice? You don't have, what did I say that you always have to have for you to be able to call anything? You have to have if screen number equals 1 because you don't have it. You have if screen number equals 2, but you never had if screen number equals 1, and now you're on screen number equal 1. Aren't you on the Pacific Ocean screen? Like
Yes.
not the Pacific Ocean, sorry, my bad. Aren't you on the map screen? So what you have
Yes.
to do, you have to create another if screen number equal 1. Remember, you're commanding the computer, you're directing it. And if you look at line 23, you said you're on screen number 1 and it's on the map screen. And then you're calling this turtle.onscreen click 3 function. So that's why when you're clicking on the Pacific Ocean button on the map, it's giving you just coordinates, because in click 3 function, you don't have anything that says if screen number equals 1, then it needs to take you back to the Pacific Ocean screen where you can then click and go back again to the shark and stuff like that. So you have to come to any line inside of your click 3 function And you have to do the same thing again. Like I told you, if screen number equal 1, then call your Pacific Ocean screen. Just like how you did the other screen numbers. You see how you did if screen number equals 2, if screen number equals 3, you got to do one for the map. If screen number equals 1, because you're calling the turtle.onScreen click 3 on line 26, 27. So you're calling that function, but if you look at that function, click 3, from lines 28 downwards, you don't see any if screen number equals 1. So how does it know it needs to go back to the Pacific Ocean? You have to do if screen number equals 1, call your Pacific Ocean function.
I don't know why I'm blanking on where I would put that. I get what you're saying about the click function. I'm struggling with the placement though.
You can put it anywhere you see if screen numbers, anywhere, whether you want to put it before if screen number equals 2, whether you want to put it after if screen number equals 4, you just have to put it in the same line where you see if screen numbers. So anywhere you want to put it, you can put it there. Yeah, because you want to start it at 1. If you want to go in that, sequential order. You can do it there, you can do it anywhere, as long as you're doing it within the indentation of the screen numbers. Yeah, very good. Like that. And then you call your Pacific Ocean function because it's going to take you back there again. And that's why I said if you had something that you were going to repeat often, it would be a good idea to have it as a function. Okay, now it's not going to be weird, and it's not going to be when you're clicking it, it doesn't go anywhere. Now try it again, run your code and see now when you test it and you go from one to the next, is it taking you in a very, well navigated manner as you want? Okay, okay, screen is clear.
Okay, that works. That's good.
Yeah, so you just always have to remember you command the computer using screen numbers. Okay, so how is it so far? How is in terms of like Pacific Ocean? Is it done for Pacific Ocean? Is there
So
anything? Yeah.
I created all of the pop-ups here, and that's actually a question I had because there's so many.
Yeah.
I do know how to create pop-ups, but I've never created that many, so I'm not sure how to make that look as organized as I can.
No, you did a great job. You put them all in folders, which is really good. That's the best way you could do it. You did a really, really superb job there. Can I see your first pop-up, which is the angelfish? Let's see how that looks like. Oh, that's pretty
Oh, it
cool.
looks a little
Blurry. Yeah,
pixelized. Yeah, a
pixelated.
little blurry, but
Yeah. But it's good, it's good. So do you want to practice putting one? So like for the Pacific Ocean, perhaps we can start placing them. But again, you have to plan here. So on the first screen, like let's say we start this code and we go like this game, and then we went from home screen to we clicked on Pacific Ocean and it brought us here. So what would be the pop-ups here? Because you have question marks on three different, no, actually a couple of fishes in here and turtles and stuff. So which pop-up do you want to start putting in? How's it going to work exactly? How's the pop-up supposed to work?
so I made all of these clickable, and for now they just print the animal names, but I would like for the pop-ups to come up here like a little,
Sure.
like a little bubble, and it'll have the different facts that you
That
can read.
That's great. So remember how we do that, how we put a picture on a picture. We create a turtle object. So I'm going to show you how, or I want you to actually go find it yourself because we've done this in the rock, paper, scissors. When we were putting the hands and the scissors and all those stuff, we always had to do something. We always had to create a turtle object. So I want you to find the turtle object. Where do you think it is? Where do we create a turtle object? I can see one right now actually. Um, no, if you scroll up because that one I was seeing was for the score. But if you scroll all the way up, maybe go up. Yeah, you see like how we did the pen 2 on line 25 to 28, and then we completed it on line 39 to 40. We started off by saying pen 2 on line 25 equals turtle.turtle, pen 2.pinup, pen 2.go to, because you're going to command the picture where you want to place it. and then pen to dot pen down, and then we went on line 39 and finished it off by saying screen dot add shape picture one screen, and then pen to dot shape picture one. So that's pretty much how you're going to have to create your turtle object. You have to start by giving it a name equals turtle dot turtle. Then you have to say dot pen up because you're raising the pen, that where you're going to write, like put the picture. Then you're going to command the computer to go to some place on your screen where you want to put that pop-up. And then you're going to say pen down, and then you're going to say screen dot add shape and put the name of your picture in quotation marks, just like how we wrote on line 39. And then you're going to say the name of your turtle object, whatever you called it at the beginning, equals turtle dot turtle. Here it's pen to dot shape, and you put the picture. So you got to follow the same structure from lines 25 to 28 on this code and add line 39 to 40 to it. That's how you can place a picture on a picture. You have to create a turtle object. So
Okay.
maybe, yeah, you go back to your critter quest. Yeah, so you go back to the first thing. You got to scroll down to where you have those things that you've done for these question marks. Yep. And you should probably start with the turtle one, line 59. So after line 59, no, you can keep your prints. You can keep print. You just have to go to the next line from there. And then you start by creating a turtle object. You can call it whatever you want. We usually start with pen1 equals turtle dot turtle, then pen1 dot pen up, same structure.
Oops.
Okay, you want to split the screen? Or you can copy paste it if you
Yeah.
like. A good idea though would be for you to sort of
Oops. Gosh, there. Okay.
wait, let me stop that. Okay, great. You can just type it in now. So on line 60, you're going to start with the whole pen1 equals turtle dot turtle, just like how you have it on lines 25 to 28. You pretty much just follow the same sort of structure. Yeah, so you're creating a turtle object because you're going to use that to put the pop-up message box or pop-up message bubble next to the turtle in the picture. Yeah, pen1 dot pen up, that's the next thing. Now, the thing about the go-to thing is you don't really know where to position the picture because you're not really sure where. You can imagine though, Sophie. You have to imagine here. You want to put it next to the turtle. So where do you think the turtle is placed? Pen1 dot go. You got to look at the picture, like your ocean, Pacific Ocean picture. Where do you think the turtle is placed? It's somewhere like, towards the left. So X would have to be negative, and it's like in the middle. So probably Y would be like 20, 30. Just put anything for now until you test it and then you see it, and then you can kind of adjust like what we normally do until it gets closer to where you want it next to the turtle. So where would you put the X? X should probably be a negative because the turtle seems like it's more on the left. Is it so on the left? If it's not so on the left, maybe you can consider like a negative 100, a negative 120. But if it's like so on the left, you consider like a negative 200. That's kind of how you think about it. Yeah, and then comma, what would be your Y? Like, would it be like a little bit closer up, which means a little bit more positive? Or is it like middle? If it's down, negative. If it's a little bit, 20, 30, what would you put your Y as?
Maybe like you could just try 50 for now.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's exactly how you think about it. And when you test it, then you can adjust it. Okay, so you got to now command the computer to put the pen down and get ready to insert the photo in that location. Right? And now you're going to skip down to line 39 and 40 on your rock, paper, scissors and copy that into your line 64 where you are right now. So yeah, so this is exactly how you add a picture or you want to write a text on the screen. You have to create a turtle object. Great. So what is the name of your pop-up? But the thing about how you put the name, Sophie, you got to put quotation mark first. And because you're putting the picture inside of a folder, because you created a folder called Ocean Pop-ups. So you got to put Ocean space pop-ups, and then you put a slash, and then you put, no, but it has to be in quotation marks, remember? Because you're putting the name of your photo. Yeah, Ocean space, how you wrote it. Pops, write it exactly how it is. Pop-ups, right? and then you put a forward slash, or I think a backward slash, slash. Yeah, that, like what it's showing you right now.
Oops.
Yeah, the other one. Very good. And then you write the name of the photo that you want to show. Otherwise, the computer is not going to understand where to find this photo. So you have to put the name of the folder. Very good. And then you do the same. You just copy this part and you do the same. You still have one more line, like line 40 on rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, there is a suggestion. Just use that suggestion there. Okay, great. And now you got to test it and see if it works. You got to, I think, open up you just click the plus sign. Click the plus sign if your VNC has disappeared. And then just go find the VNC. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Oh.
Maybe check your console. Is there any error? When it does like that, have a look at the console always. Maybe there's an error that's, okay, there it is. There's no error.
Oh, it's a bit big.
Yeah.
It's kind of close. I wanted it a little bit higher up, so.
So you got to adjust it. Maybe click, is your coordinate thingy still working? Maybe click there. Use the coordinate to help you. Go to console. Click on the area
Oops.
where you want. Yeah, open up the VNC again and click the area where you want because it will give you the coordinate for that area. Yeah. Um, yeah, click where you want to put that thing. I think way up, way up. Yes, to have enough space. Maybe there. Okay, no, not much. You don't need to do the whole circle, just one part, because you're just looking for an idea. Yeah, you see it's giving you coordinates. You just need only one point. You don't need all those points. You got to stop it and run it again. Just one particular point in the area where you want to put it. You just need an idea to know where you're going to put the X and the Y. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. And now Pacific Ocean, and then perhaps up, up. I think you need to go way up because you need space. Yeah, somewhere, maybe a little bit down. No, like, yeah, like that. Okay, that's it. Go check your console, see where that gives you. Negative 350, positive 223. Try that and see how, change that on your go-to. Yeah. For the turtle, the first one you did. You got to scroll down, I think. They're down, your codes. The codes are done. There it is. Your go-to is what you have to change because you want to try putting it up and seeing how that works. Negative 350, positive 223 or something like positive 223, I think, is something like that. Yeah, and now try and see if it works. Oh, that's
A
good.
little high up.
Yeah, maybe bring it down, further down a little. Maybe a little bit further down than that, don't you think? Maybe closer. Maybe you click. Yeah, no, I think a little bit higher up from the question mark. Yeah, like there, maybe. Try that. Yeah. Okay, so that's negative 254, 251, a positive 104. So try that and see if it's in the right place. And I feel like you have to shift it a bit more to the right side because it looks like it's a little bit more squished on the left. Maybe you bring it like instead of negative 251, maybe try negative 240 or something, or negative 245. Or you can just write what you have there for now. No, that one's going to be 220. No, that one's 104. 104, that one. I'm talking about the X, the bringing it to a little bit more to the right side. Yeah, like maybe try that because so that it doesn't go squishy into the left. Okay, try. Let's see. Hopefully you get it.
Oh.
Oh, now you gotta take it up again. I think it's the Y that's the problem now. I feel like it's the Y. Maybe try like 150. Try that maybe 150. Like because you gotta take it high up. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's almost there.
Almost.
Yeah, you gotta just keep like taking it a little bit. Maybe if you want to make it more to the left, it all depends on you. If you want to make it more to the left, then you can say negative 245, and then you take it high up to maybe like positive 190 or something, or 180. Try that and see. Yeah, see how it looks. And then you adjust it again if need be.
That's almost perfect. Maybe just
Okay, I'll leave you to do that one. Maybe negative 252, maybe. I think we're going back to like what it was originally. Negative 252 to 55. And maybe the X, you take it like high up to like 210, something like that. And then see if that's 210.
I think the height is good. I think it just needs to be moved to the left a little bit.
Okay,
What
okay. All right, sure. So what was the height that you had there? I think it was 150, I think, right? 150?
I think so. Mm,
You want to try negative 270 or negative 260? I feel like that might not really shift it that much, but let's see. Yeah, it might not. Yeah. Okay.
mm.
Let's do just like abrasive one. Do negative 300, and take it a little bit higher up, maybe 160. Yeah, something like that. When you see it like that and it's not making much significant change, then you just have to put like a bigger number so there's a significant change. Yeah,
That's perfect. Okay.
exactly. So that's it. Okay, so that one's done. Now you gotta just look for what the next one is. I just hope you've done like the bubbles in the right like position so that you have space though. Um, what would be the next one?
Well, did last time didn't we create pop-ups, but they were timed, so
Click
they
them
would
and
go away after?
sure, but you have to have something where they can click. So you're gonna be like, I mean, should they click the turtle again or what would happen?
Mm,
How do you want to make it
mm.
so that they know that they have to click something to get rid of it? Do they click the turtle again and then it just disappears? I mean, that could work.
Yeah, I think that could work.
Okay, well, then you have to make something smart. You have to put a smart system, again, sort of like what we did with the screen numbers, but only a little bit different. Once they click maybe once, or maybe when they click something on this pop-up, you have two options. Either you do it so that when they click the turtle the first time, it shows the pop-up thing, and when they click the turtle the second time, it gets rid of the pop-up. So you could do it that way, which I think is the smartest thing to do. So that means you're going to have to create a variable called click, and you're going to control when they click the first time on the turtle, click goes to 1. Click is now click plus 1, right? A click is initially 0 because they haven't clicked anything, but once they click the turtle, then click becomes 1. And then when they click the turtle again, click becomes 2, but this time when it's 2, then this pop-up is going to disappear. So if you want to do it that way, you have to create a variable called click. So what you can do is uh, you gotta go create a variable, I guess, at the top or something where you're saying click is starting at 0, right? Because 0 or click starts at 0. Like go to the top where you normally create variables. Always create your variable in the same place where you create all variables. So probably create something saying click equals 0 because initially you can call this click A because I'm sure you're going to have many clicks because you're going to do the same thing for the other ones. So where do we create variables? I don't think we create it there. We go all the way at the top, right? Where we create variables, like how we did with the screen number. Yeah. So you got to create one for the turtle. Maybe you can call it click T or something that distinguishes it because you're going to have other clicks for other things. No, you don't need to create a function, remember. You need to create a variable, not a function. How you've done for screen number. That's how we create variables. Something equals something. No, not an if statement, a variable. Do you see how we did screen number there? Line 13, that's how we create a variable. Screen number equals 2. So how are we going to are you going to create a screen number or are you creating a click? Click, we're creating a variable called click t, for example. Click t equals 0. At the beginning, you're setting it to 0, right? Because you're not clicking anything. Right. Now you're going to go and global it wherever you want to use it. So where are you going to use it? No, you're not using it there. You have to global it in the function where you were, like not in the function, sorry, in the place where you were just now to put this pop-up thing. Oh, so you have to global it inside of the function. My bad. You always have to global it in functions first, then you come back here. I forgot to tell you that. So what function is the one that controls where you were just now? Which function is responsible for this if on line 59? Which function is it inside? That's where you go in global always. Click 3. What function? Remember, functions start with defs. That means you're looking for where it is. Yeah, it's inside of where?
Is
Click.
it click 3?
Yeah, so you're going to global there inside of click 3. Just like you did with the screen number. You just put a comma. You can use one statement, one line for globaling. Just put a comma and you can global as many things as you want. After screen number, comma, global something else. Yeah. What are you globaling? Click T. Exactly. So remember, if you want to global a variable, you have to look for the function where you're going to use that variable, and that's where you're going to global it. And you can put more than one global statement, more than one variable that you're going to global. You can put it on the same line. You don't have to go and write a new global again inside of the function. Okay, now that you've globaled it, you got to increase your click +1. So you're saying whenever they click on the turtle the first time, click is going to go for click +1. So click becomes 1. Then when they click on the turtle again, then click becomes 2. That means that the pop-up will disappear. So you always have to have like a technical system, sort of like something that's going to like always guide the computer to know what to do. So you have to go to, where's the part where you said when they click on the turtle? You have to trace it that way. Now that you've globaled click T, which is the variable that you created to control the clicks for the turtle, where's that part where you said if they click the turtle? And that's where you're going to say click T equals to click T +1 inside of that part. So yeah, that's the line. You're on the line, so you got to hit enter. No, the first thing you do is the adding of the click. Yeah, hit enter. Go to the next line there. So there you can say click T equals to click T +1. That means once they click on the turtle, it's already going to go to +1. It means click is now 1. So then you're going to do an if statement, remember? You're going to come to line probably after the pen1.pen down because that's where you're getting ready to put the picture, right? So you're going to hit enter there because that's where you're getting ready to put the photo. And you're going to say if click T equal 1, that means you're only showing the picture when it is 1. Yeah, so put a colon, put the two, and now you got a space. You got a space line 67 and 68 inside of if click T equals 1. Because what you're saying is that it will only show the picture when the click is once. That means once they click the turtle. Then you will change the click T to become 2. And how do you do that? Inside, when you show the picture, like the pop-up is showing right now, how would you change click T to become click T equals 2? And then you're saying if it is 2, then you're going to, hide the pop-up. So how would you do the part where you're increasing click T to become 2? Where do you think you're going to do that? Just like how you made it 1. Yeah, there, exactly. Right after you show the picture, the pop-up, then you're going to say click T equals click T +1. You're going to add 1 again. Or you can just say, Sophie, never mind. You can just say click T equals 2. Just do it easily. You're changing it. You already know it's going to be 2, so just 2. Since you're not going in any more sequence. You can say click T equals 2 directly. You've now made it the second click. All right, so there's an error. You got to fix that first. And then you have to come out, you have to come now to the next line and say that if click T is 2, then you're going to hide the pop-up. So where would you do that? You got to, yes, exactly, there. If click T equals 2, you could space it in. Wait, let's think about that. Wait, but they have to click again, right? Oh, wait, we gotta do something, Sophie, because if click T equals 2, but you want to make it so that they click the turtle again, right?
Right.
So if that's gonna happen, we have to call the function again. Right. Oh, okay. So that means, Sophie, actually we have to make a correction. On line 69, because you want to do the whole clicking thing again. You probably are, and the thing is, you never even told them to click the turtle again. So I'm not really sure how they're gonna know that they need to click the turtle again. I mean, we can make it work, but you got to figure out a way how to tell them that. So what we're going to do for now, anyway, before we discuss about how to make the turtle click again, you go to line 69 and you have to call this turtle dot on screen click 3. Delete that click t equals 2 because we can't use it that way because you want them to click again. You don't want it to just change. You want them to click the turtle again. So you got to call the click 3 function, like this function again. So you got to say turtle, no, remember how we call the click functions. Turtle dot on screen click 3, turtle dot listen. We always do the same thing whenever you want to call. Exactly. It's showing you there as a suggestion. Yep. And then you call, and then remember you have to do turtle dot listen, right? And it has to be on the same line. Yeah, fix the error because you're having an error. It's spaced in. And now you're basically calling this function all over again. So that means if they click the turtle again, Sophie, it's automatically going to be click t equals click t plus 1. Because if they click the turtle again, the first thing you said is always going to add plus 1 to click t, which means it automatically changes to click 2. Click t becomes 2. So now you just have to finish line 71 because now you're going to say you want to hide the pop-up because you know it's going to go to 2. Once they click again, it will add plus 1 just like it did for in the beginning. So here on the next line, but is that how we say equal? Don't we use two equal signs for comparison? Yeah, and then the next line, right? Hit enter. Right, so here you're gonna do the whole, what are you gonna do? What do you want to hide it? So you're gonna say pen1 dot hide turtle. You just hide it. That's how we hide the turtle. We don't show the image anymore. And put the brackets. You gotta put brackets. Okay, try it out now and see how it works, how the mechanism works. You gotta study this, Sophie, very well when, as a little homework before next class. Okay, click the turtle again.
It's not
What is it?
disappearing.
Yeah, you got it. We have to check that. I think next time we're gonna have to check it because the time's over
Yeah.
now. So let me see. Before we go, so you click and you click again. Oh, that's because when it goes on to click, no, but we hide it the turtle. Anyway, we're gonna have a look at that next time. We'll stop for here. We'll stop here for now. It was a good. Basically, I think you've gotten everything, and if you get this mechanism, then you're just gonna do it for all. You just have to go back home when you have free time and kind of study just the sequence of the code up until now, at least, to understand how things are working. And then when we come next time, we're going to fix this and then review it one more time, and then you're going to move on to the remaining sort of pop-ups. But if you get the logic, you can actually do a little homework where you start doing the other pop-ups, just like in the same way we did the one for the angelfish right now. You do it the same thing for the other ones. Okay, you can still set up the
Okay.
code. Yeah, you can still set up the code that way, and all that we have to do is just make sure it's just disappearing. That's all. It's gonna be easier for us. All right. I guess we'll stop here, Sophie, for now. Do you have any questions before we go about anything?
Um, Not right now, but I'll definitely look it over the next week, and I'll let you know next
Sure.
class.
Okay. All right, great. That's good to hear.